What's going on, Judah? Today we're going to do a little review on the SIG P365 XL. Just a short little review, nothing serious. Let's get started. As a matter of fact, before I even get started, I can already tell you, before I even start shooting, I can already feel it's a little bit front heavy. Now, I don't know if that's because that's how it's built, or if it's because I'm just used to shooting the X macro. And the X macro is, when I get back after I'm done shooting, I'll show you the X macro. The handle is a little bit longer, but it does feel a little bit front heavy before I even start shooting. So let's get started. So far as I'm shooting it, doesn't feel bad. I know a couple people have said that it feels a little jerky. Some people have said it feels a little snappy. I haven't felt that way so far. Now it does, like I said, it does feel a little bit front heavy, and it does feel a little weird. I mean, my pinky does fit on the grip. It doesn't feel as comfortable as the comp, because the comp has a little bit longer grip. And it does feel a little bit weird, but other than that, it doesn't feel bad at all. But I'm gonna finish these last 12 rounds. So far that was 3 magazines of 12 rounds of the P365 XL. We're gonna do a little bit more of a review whenever I get back to the truck. All right, so now that I'm back at the Jeep, I'm gonna do a little bit more in-depth review of kind of the guns side by side. So, as you know, the SIG P365 X Macro comp, the comp is my everyday carry gun. And the one that I was just shooting a second ago, the P365 XL, that was the one I was just shooting a second ago, was not my everyday carry, but it's just one that I just bought. It's the one that I was just testing out. Now they're very comparable guns, and I'll show you part of the 365 lineup. So when I say they're very comparable, can you zoom down to the guns real quick? So as you see, in size and length, the barrel, so the slide length and size are the same. Now the barrel lengths are not the same. The X Macro Comp is a 3.1 barrel, and the XL, I believe, is a 3. Do not quote me. I think it's a 3.7. But you can, when you look at the front of it, you can tell that the barrel in the XL goes all the way to the front of the slide. It is a longer barrel in the XL. Now, if you look at it from the rear, you can tell that they're generally the same width. Now, this is where I was talking about the backside. You can tell that the X Macro is a maybe, I don't know what, about a ½ an inch longer on the backside, making it a little bit easier to grip. Now, when I was talking about the XL, if you look at the XL, you can tell that even without the magazine in there, my pinky still fits flush on the XL, still fine. But, you notice there's no rounds, I already showed you that it's unloaded. But even with the magazine in there, the magazine fits flush. Now, although my pinky does fit flush on there, there's still a part of my hand that comes off of the XL, and it just feels a little bit uncomfortable to shoot. As far as my grip, the rest of my grip feels fine on the XL. It's just not as comfortable as the 365 X Macro. So I'll show you the difference. You see the X Macro, I don't have all of that hanging off of the side. It pretty much fits flush. And there's a little bit more for my hand to fit onto. It just feels a little bit more comfortable. Also, part of the difference is in the XL you have 12 rounds. The X Macro you have 17 rounds. So as far as the big difference there is, I guess how much you want for concealability. Now, I have had no issues with concealing the X Macro, and you get an extra 5 rounds with concealability. So I guess depending on what you're wearing, your frame, your size, if you can't conceal the X Macro and you don't need those extra 5 rounds, I guess go with the XL. And maybe if you have smaller hands, go with the XL. But as I've said, for me, the X Macro is fine to conceal. For me, it's easier to shoot, so I go with the X Macro comp. But as far as shootability, the XL is fine. So I would recommend the XL to anybody who wants to upgrade their everyday carry. It's a great gun. Also, I'm not sponsored by SIG in any way, shape, or form, but the XL the XL is definitely a great gun to shoot. And as always, this is Deshaun with Judah Tactical Group. Be blessed, be safe, and be vigilant.